Josh, very good to see you. This video is by popular demand. Should you claim Social Security at 62? Claiming Social Security at 62 may sound appealing, but it of course comes with trade-offs like reduced lifetime benefits and the Social Security earnings test if you're still working. So let's break down the pros and cons. I was surprised to learn that almost 1/3 of people claim immediately when they're eligible at 62. It's known as panic claiming. Why is that?
Well, it's funny. No matter who you talk to, they're a Social Security expert.
It's true.
You go to the coffee shop, somebody's telling you what they did and why they did it, and everybody
Yep.
has an opinion on Social
Yeah.
Security. But a lot of people claim it at 62 because people kind of panic and wonder, oh, will it be around?
Yeah.
Well, that whole question of will Social Security be around has been asked since 1940 when Social Security checks started. Everybody's always worried if Social Security is going to be around. But it'll be around. It's always been around. It's going to be around. The math is better than what the news would like you to believe that it is. So taking it is a very specific conversation as to what, about your life expectancy, your longevity in your family, what your financial goals are, how's your health, what other accounts do you have to go along with it? It's not a one size fits all answer. No. And for everybody, it's going to be completely different depending on exactly what you got going on.
Right. Well said. And we're going to dive into that a little bit more in a second, but I do want to talk through the math a little bit, because let's talk through how much you're actually giving up in monthly benefits if you're claiming at 62 versus full retirement age versus waiting until 70.
Yeah, it's big jumps every year. The simple math on it is really every year that you wait, your check is going to get roughly 8% bigger.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will talk about how it's the only place you can get a guaranteed 8%. And that's true. Your check will grow by 8%, but you have to wait a year to get that 8%. So you're not taking checks for a year. And depending on your life situation, that might be a good idea or a bad idea.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk through something that I think isn't really well understood, and that is the Social Security earnings test. Can you explain how this affects people who continue working after claiming early?
Yes. If you claim early, which means before what they call your full retirement age, for most people, that's 67 nowadays. But if you claim early, if you make over $24,300 during that calendar year, then you're going to be charged $1 for every two. Now, if the year you turn full retirement age, which means if you turn full retirement age, say in June, from January to June is when they calculate this, and it's $62,160. During that period of time, they'll take $1 for every three. Now, the nice thing is that dollar that they take is going to go back into your calculation. So the thing you got to understand is Social Security doesn't withhold partial checks. So if you owe them $1, they're going to withhold an entire check from you. And that entire check goes back into your calculation. Then next year they'll recalculate it, and they'll calculate it as if you retired 1 month later.
Okay.
And so then your check will go up.
Okay.
So every time that happens, your check is going to go up in the calculation by 1 month.
All right. And you did just touch on this, but let's walk through it again. What should we consider? Walk me through my claiming strategy if I'm trying to decide if I should claim at 62 or wait.
Yeah. The biggest one is your current health.
Okay.
If you're unhealthy, maybe taking it at 62 is the right answer, but you have to consider your spouse's health as well. How long are they going to live? Then you've got longevity. How long do you really expect to live? How long has your ancestors lived? What did grandma do? What did grandpa do? All those sorts of things, right? And then your financial situation. If you're in a position where you lost your job and you just can't replace it, maybe taking it early and retiring is the right answer. Maybe it's not. You also have to consider all your other finances that you have to go along with Social Security. And one thing people don't really think about is, for the most part, people that retire need this money to last 20 maybe even 30 years. And you really got to account for all of your money for that amount of time.
Yeah.
Inflation. Big thing people miss is inflation, because they think, well, I'm going to do more in the beginning, which is true. But in the end, things are going to cost more. So you have to weight that and figuring out your overall income plan and make sure that you're going to have comfortable income forever.
Right.
As annoying as it is to work into your mid 60s, could you imagine trying to work into your mid 80s or go back to work after you're retired for 20 years and you ran
Right.
out of money? And so we really need to make sure you get this right and
Mm-hmm.
you have longevity figured in. And so when you get to those older years, you're still comfortable and you can still live the life you want to live.
Exactly. All comes back to peace of mind. Well said. Well, again, Josh, I know that this is something that you specialize in, helping people determine when their best time is to claim, because it's going to be different for everyone. So how can they reach you to talk through that math?
Yeah, they can give us a call at the office at 260-488-8300 or jump on the website at millardfg.com.
Great. Josh, thank you.
Thanks.